What's going on, folks? Rick here, back with another video. I'm here to make an update video for you guys in regards to the Samsung Galaxy Note 5. I've had this phone for about 6 months, so without further ado, let's get into it. So let's do a quick hardware tour of the device for anyone that might not have seen my initial video, anyone thinking about purchasing this device. So hardware tour. On the right hand side, you have your power button. On the bottom, you have your S Pen cutout, which I'll show you right here. You actually push it in and it clicks out. Here is your S Pen, and it has this clicky function right here. Something to think about, a big disclaimer that Samsung has with this device is if you put the S Pen in backwards, you will actually break the sensor and the S Pen functionality on the phone, so just don't do that. You have your microphone, speaker grill, you have your micro USB port, your headphone jack, some antenna bars right over here. On the left hand side, you have your power up and down buttons. And on the top, you have your SIM tray and another microphone, as well as some antenna bands. On the back of the device, you have your camera, and you have your heart rate sensor / flash. So in every video that I make, any review video that I make, I like to get the bads out the way, and then I'll get into some of the good features in regards to the phone. So remember, this is about 6 to 7 months in. So at this point in time, I'm going to notice, or anyone would notice, what the bad things about a phone are, what the glitches are, and what the great things about the phone are. So anyone looking to make an educated guess in regards to purchasing this phone, I think now is a great time to do it. And you can get amazing deals on these phones at this point, and I'll also mention what you can do to get that as well later on in the video. So bad. So I don't know if you guys have noticed or you were able to pick it up from my camera. This phone is a fingerprint magnet. But that is the case with any Galaxy device with the aluminum and glass back. I do have a tempered glass screen protector that's supposed to have this OLED film on it to help prevent fingerprints, but it really doesn't work. But if you look at the back of the actual device, and if you see me moving around in the light, this is a fingerprint magnet. Be sure to have one of these microfiber cloths available and readily handy if you're a bit OCD and you want to make sure your phone is always clean. One of the things I do is I make sure I clean it off, and I just leave my case on it. So with that being said, you know, you may get some smudges on this on this case right here, but it's not as bad as the actual phone itself. So yeah, so I think that's one of the major flaws of this phone is, you know, it's great to have a beautiful looking phone, and I have to admit this device is gorgeous. It's really the best device on the market at this point in time. But you know, if the maintenance and the keep up on the phone is you know, to a level where, you know, you're constantly cleaning off your phone, you're constantly making sure it's clean so it looks good, then is it really worth it? To some people, yes. To me, it is. You know, some people may think otherwise. So if you want a phone that you really could just lay down and just not really do much to it, not have to worry about it, you know, maybe you should go for an active variant. But for me, I do think it's still worth it because it is a gorgeous device. So along with that, we do have the slip factor. This phone is very slippery. It's almost like a bar of soap. If you put it on anything that's somewhat not, you know, a really sticky or rough, anything that's not sticky or rough, anything that may slide a bit, you might lose your phone, you might break your phone, especially since majority of this device is glass. Okay, one of the other things that I've noticed is because it's aluminum, I don't know if it's a low-grade aluminum, but the aluminum tends to scratch very easily, and I do have some scratches right around the camera. I don't know if we could pick that up. I'm going to try to zoom in a little bit better. So if you see right there, those are some scratches right there. Like I said, I'm a bit OCD in regards to my phones. I can't have any scratches, any nicks, any dents on it, and that's something that did bother me. And lastly, the only other thing that really bothered me about this device, and I'm not sure if it was more of the charger or the actual micro USB port itself, the fast charger that came with this phone, it works when it wants to, and it doesn't. I actually have to hold the charger into the port a certain way for the fast charging to enable. If I don't hold it in that way when I initially plug it in, then it'll just charge in a normal charging sequence. But that could be more of the charger as opposed to a phone or to the phone. So with that being said, let's get into the goods. So one of the biggest gripes in regards to the Galaxy S6 was RAM management. And I've noticed with this device here, I have absolutely no issues with lag. And I've had a lot of issues with my Note 4, a lot of issues with my S6 to the point where I couldn't take it and I wanted to throw the phones out the window. So RAM management on this device is amazing. I haven't suffered, and I'm talking about 7 months in, I haven't suffered from any lag whatsoever. I have a lot of apps on here. I have about half the storage filled with apps, videos, photos, and I have suffered from no lag, no crashed apps, nothing of that sort. So this phone has been excellent. The 4 gigabytes of RAM that comes on this phone is just amazing. And I think it's that sweet spot in regards to phone devices to be able to not suffer from any lag, especially when you're opening multiple pages, internet, all kinds of things like that. It's just amazing. The next thing about this device that is one of the key features of this device is actually the camera. So I'm just going to take a quick shot right here. Again, one of the features is double tap the home button. It'll launch the camera. Sorry, right on selfie mode. And then boom. This thing just takes amazing shots. Boom, boom, boom. And if we go to the pictures, like I said, I don't know if my camera is actually doing it any justice, but it gets in there. That 16 megapixel camera with OIS really does a world of difference. Amazing camera on this phone. The next thing that's awesome about this phone, and should really go without saying, is the productivity features of the phone in regards to the S Pen. You have a lot of productivity features. All you have to do is take the S Pen out the silo. You're able to write quick notes on the actual phone. Click save. You don't even have to unlock the phone, and your quick memo or note has been saved right away. That's really good if you want to jot down a phone number or take a quick note and you don't really want to unlock your phone to do so. Also, in regards to the S Pen, there's a lot of the other functionality. I'll show you guys real quick. Once your phone is unlocked and you take the phone out the silo, you have Action Memo, you have Smart Select, which I used often, Screen Write, S Note, and you could add some other shortcuts to it as well. So it's a very, very, very good device in regards to productivity. Now again, like I said earlier, I don't know if my camera is really doing justice to this, but the display on this device is just amazing. This is the best display that's on the market. I see a lot of manufacturers now, even low-end manufacturers, going over to OLED as opposed to LCD because of just the vibrancy of the actual display, the clarity, the deep blacks, and the bright colors. I think OLED is where it needs to be. So overall, after 7 to 8 months in, the device is working perfectly fine. Like I said, it has those few little things to it, but that's to be expected with such a high-end design, premium design, glass and aluminum backs. You could expect a little bit of scratching on the aluminum, but other than that, as long as you keep your case on the phone, you should be really good. The productivity ability on this phone is hands down the best out of any smartphone right now, the best camera on any smartphone right now, and the best display. So with that being said, we did sacrifice expandability and a removable battery, but I'm hearing with the new iteration of the Galaxy line on the Note 7, I'm sorry, on the Galaxy S7 and maybe on the Note 6, they're bringing back expandable memory. So with that being said, this was my video. If you guys have any comments, please leave it in the comment section below and give this video a thumbs up. Thanks a lot.